So I'm waiting here for some background music, and what would you know? Completely spaced. I have set the biome to the void, so no music. No music will ever play. But aside from that, finally making some progress. So, pretty much finished off the seasonal system. The only thing I want to add down the line is some special mobs, but I won't actually get to that till I start doing special mobs. So, I think this is what we'll do. We'll split up into two. I don't know whether I mean two videos or two segments. But the first segment is going to be going through all the different seasonal effects I've come up with and taking a look at the special events, if you will, that can occur during each season. Alright, so starting off, we have our 5 types of seasons. So we have Scorch, Gale, Soul, yeah, these are a bit questionable. Frost, that's a definite, and Bloom. So I might have to come up with some better terms for the actual season types, and they cycle through, I think it goes Bloom, Gale, Scorch, Soul, Frost, and I did not represent that well. Oh, wait, do we get music? I must have hopped outside the void. Cool, that's good. Alright, so we'll start off with the Bloom seasons, if you will. So this is the normal Bloom variation that you'd find in the overworld. Okay, so you can see the little icon there is some flowers and a mushroom. We've got some particle effects, and you can see, well, some other sort of vegetation is starting to pop up around us. And we'll actually, since golden apples, we'll hop into survival so we can see all the effects going on. Oh, there's a mushroom. It's handy. We'll go ahead and give ourselves hunger, I believe is the correct thing to do. Oh, not give, effects. Effects, give us hunger. We'll do 10 seconds, 1 amplifier, that should drain, right? Probably have done it stronger. By 10? Come on. Just eat away at my saturation. I can show off the effects of this season. So yeah, one, it blooms vegetation. But it should also restore our hunger eventually. We can get a negative bar. You should see, yeah, so this particle effect that spawns under us sometimes, this would restore our hunger. There we go, we got a tick of it. Let's see if we can get another one. Come on. It is random. There we go. Perfect. So you won't be able to consistently utilize it. The other thing is all the effects run off of the number of entities in the zone at the moment. So since I'm the only thing that is spawned, I'm the only one that's actually being affected. So I get all the highest chance, if you will, to actually proc the different effects. The other thing. So right now we have the particle. In fact, I will just set the time back to date so we can see it nice and clearly. But if we go indoors, or undercover if you will, the particles will eventually disappear because I am essentially checking if we're on the surface. So each season, if you will, has another sort of category or condition to be met, if you will, and that is whether or not you're outdoors or inside. So for instance, if you set up in a environment, you know, build your base and whatnot, you won't actually have to deal with the effects of the season. You know, you can weather the storm, if you will, and we do have a few different storms. Alright, and then we also have the different tiers. So as the season progresses, it gets stronger and stronger till finally it hits the 3rd stage, most particle effects, most often effects, largest effects, yada yada yada. So this, yeah, again, first version of Bloom. Second version, this is what you'd find if you're in a mushroom biome, or the cherry forest groves. Is that what they're called, right? So as you can see, we're getting different procs. We're actually getting experience randomly. You want proc me again? We should go from 5 to 6. No, sorry, we get very minor. We're also starting to grow some amethyst. But that was a nice touch given the sort of pink and purplish colors. So it's a decent way to farm amethyst if you just wait. And I generally like to use amethyst a lot in my maps. I think it's just a cool resource that sort of needs a bit more functionality. Alright, after that we have, this is Lush Caves. So this one actually shows off the condition pretty well, because it is only apparent in Lush Caves, right? So unless I'm underground, there's nothing going on. But if we hop underground, ta-da, it's in effect again. Altogether, this is a very positive season, if you will. So if you find a lush grove, am I saying that right? Lush grove? Lush cave? Lush cave. During the bloom season, so the outline of green, well, you'll gain experience, you'll gain regen. There should be some other stuff popping up too every now and then. Oh, never mind. So I have to stick in the cave. Right, and then after that, we have the end. Okay. So this is the bloom variation that you'll find in the end sometimes. So we're getting a different particle effect and a different passive effect we can get proc out. I'm pretty sure it's experience. I was trying to think of something positive but not overly positive for this season. Here is also random events. We haven't actually seen any of them proc, unfortunately. Might have to increase the rate at which they happen. I think it takes 5 seconds for it to roll, so I have a chance to actually proc, and then it has another 1 in 5 chance to actually proc an effect, and then it has 4 different effects that it can proc. So hopefully we'll see some of them. Otherwise, I will spawn them in naturally. I can do that. Sorry, not naturally. Through commands. Alright, so that's the bloom season down. Next, we're on to frost. So this is the outdoor frost effect that you'll find in the overworld. So it's pretty calm. We can go to level 3 if you will. So just snowy, a bit better than the normal snow particles, I think. I'm using the end rod and I'm using spit. I think spit works really well as sort of snow effects. And you can see we're getting slowed and we're also taking damage. So this is one of the harsher seasons. You don't want to be caught outdoors, otherwise you will just take proc damage over and over again. That does also drain your hunger, so we're not moving around a lot, but our hunger bar is depleting from the damage ticks. Okay, and then counter to that, we have the underground variation. Did I click the right button? No, it's this one. No, it is this one. Wait. Right, I changed the biome types. Give me a sec. Right, that should do the trick. The button should work again. There we go. So we've got the other little snow icon. Up it to the highest version. Again, no particle effects because this is for the underground. So if we hide away this time around, now we get tons of particle effects all around us, and we also get some weakness along with the tick damage that happens spontaneously. Oh, I don't want to die just yet. Right, so after that we have Soul, which is working title. So this is a pseudo good one. It's not necessarily good because the little buffs that we're getting can affect any entities that spawn. So hopefully the idea is you're in a biome with a lot of other mobs. I will try to up the spawn rates of all hostile mobs, for instance, and every now and then either you'll get the buffs or they'll get the buffs. And if they get the buffs, well then you're probably in for a bit of a pickle. Ooh, there we go, speed 3, and I believe we can get strength 3 sometimes too. Cool, so it's just a short burst. Then the opposite version of that, or ulterior version, is the end soul. Yeah, I don't like soul. How about we just call it purple? So the purple season, we're taking a lot of damage. I'm going to hide away so we can discuss it. And you can see I was also getting blindness. So this one has obsidian rain, and then just some other little purpley effects. Okay, then on to Gale. So I think this is the worst one. If we hide away, it gets very intense, and as you can see, every now and then we do sort of shift. I probably have to up the rate at which this happens. Oh, you don't want to stand in that, apparently. We should be teleported, there we go, very slightly in either direction, sort of just like movement, trying to showcase, you know, wind pushing you all around, and you also take a lot of damage here. So be wary if you see this particle effect. You probably don't want to enter it during that season. Then the opposite version, or the overworld version of the Gale season, is this. A bit more ashy, a bit more sort of calmish. And I believe this one's not too bad. I think the particle effect is actually decent if we can get it to proc. Oh, particles are not working though. I need to look into that. We'll leave that. We'll come back to it. I will fix some things up as I prep to actually show off everything else. Okay, so then that leaves the final season, Scorch. So this is the underground variation. Hide away. And we can see smoky, fiery, hot, if you will. And we take some burning damage and some smoky effects. A bad time all around. Essentially, I want to create a reason to move or to sort of avoid certain biomes or go to certain biomes during different times of the game. So if you see certain icons, well, you know to either stay or leave. Right, and then the other Scorch is the overworld variant. So lava raining, if you will, just cinders, and a bit more smoky than, well, black smoky, if you will. Oh, okay. That was the first round event we actually got to see. Too bad I was not paying attention. And I fell. Oh, there we go. Eruption in... Boom. Yeah. So little areas spawn. Okay, so there are random little things that spawn on the ground in the season that you want to sort of avoid or collect depending on which biomes you're actually in. So for instance, this one is a giant pillar of flame. We'll pop back into survival so we can actually see what happens if you walk into it, for instance. So it should, yep, do massive damage to me if I hit the little particle as it erupts. And there you go. Couldn't resist the scorching heat. Perfect. We'll hop back into creative, and we can also get rid of the scoreboard now. We can go ahead and look at these special events, if you will, that happen during all the other seasons. Right, so for the other Scorch biome, we also get a little smoke cloud. No, that's not the right one. It spawns soonish, come on. I upped the chance as well to sort of guarantee them. You know what? I'm not in a cave, so that's the issue. So every 5 seconds, one should spawn somewhere near us. There we are. Ooh, and then a pillar of flame. So it does give you sort of a pseudo indicator, if you will. It's not too long. If you can spot the clouds, wherever it spawns there, we know to avoid it. Okay, and then obviously if you stand in the fire, you're going to get burned. Then for the other Gale season, right, we have a little ash ball that's going to expand, and if you're in it, so you're breathing in the bad air, if you will, then it's not going to be great, no. Right, and then the other Gale system is just the slight movement, the slight teleportation, which I'll probably up to actually make it feel like you're constantly fighting the wind. Okay, that leaves us purple. We'll just call it purple. So this should spawn some little orbs for us to collect, I believe. Right? No, okay, these are little warp points, if you will. Give me a husk. We should be able to show this off properly. If there's more than one entity in the biome, it should spawn under both of us. Oh, actually, it's above us. So, I can't trigger it, right? No. If another one spawns, we got the higher one as well. Should be able to drop into it. Another one that needs a slight tweak. But hey, this is why we test. Alright, there we go, we got to work that time. I think I need to up the distance and also make it not teleport you directly to it. Then you just loop. Right, what else? Where are we up to? Frost. So underground frost. Right, he's got it. I've got to. After a few seconds, if you're still on it, you get entombed. That one's pretty neat. Stay still and show it off. No, you're walking away. Never mind. Right, and then the overworld frost. Looked like it was going to happen to you. No, there we go. So it should just rain down heavy snowballs. Perfect. And as you can see, they hit and they summon snow layers, if you will. If they actually hit the snow layer, they turn to powdered snow. So this one isn't too bad, if you will. The underground is definitely the worst of the two. The random events. Spawn vegetation, spawn amethyst, spawn a little orb for us to pick up. Also hop into survival. Easy to see. Where is it? Oh, we already got it. Okay, so if it's fruits like that, you can run into it and grab something. So right now it does nothing, but once it's on the final particle effect, we got XP back to back. I'm looking for one of the better effects. There we go. We got haste 5 off of it. So just a little random orb you can run into and grab. Then the end side of things. Let's see. Look around. Wait for it to spawn. Somewhere, hopefully. I'm already getting it. It feels like I'm already getting it. Oh, no, there we go. So as this little orb increases in size, you can run into it to get a different level of strength. So we got strength 1. We run into this one. We get strength 3. Frost, we already saw. I think the only one I was missing was Soul. I don't think I showed Soul off properly. Alright. There we go. So, just wither skeletons now spawn. Oh, we got 2 for 1. And I can't juggle 2. Nope, no I cannot. But anyway, that is the seasons in a nutshell that I've come up with. So, one thing left to do to round it off. We can finally tick off our little first objective of this project. So I'll grab out some lime-stained grass, and they are just continuing to multiply off of the seasonal effect. So we'll probably close that off. Because again, it does select random entities in the biome, so it won't always be you, the player. It'll be any other entities that have spawned. Okay, But we can go ahead and cross this off. And I have decided on what I will be doing with the bottom rung here. I'm going to continue to spawn with the skeletons, which is going to be quite annoying. So I am going to type in the sort of extra step we can take with this. So the next part of the season, which I want to obviously flesh out later on, because I'm not doing it now, is to work on special mobs. So every now and then, certain mobs will spawn that are special to the season, and not just, obviously, the vanilla mobs, wherever the skeletons have run off to. Yeah. So, I think we'll leave it there, and we'll go over the technical stuff in the next one. Because we are running a bit long. And that way, if you're obviously interested in the technical, well, you can just watch the other one. If you're interested in the actual events, you can watch this one. I think that's going to be a good strategy going forward. Right? You agree? Cool. So yeah,